Hey everyone, this is Eric with Rocket HTV at Diecast Lab. I'm working today on lesson 3 of our 4-door Peterbilt build. And gosh, what more can we say? Let me give you a quick recap of what we've done so far. We started out with lesson 1 where we married these two cabs together. And these are Diecast Promotions DCP brand Peterbilts. So these are completely die-cast. Hey Chris, how you doing? Caden's here, good to see you. And Vaughn, wow, all right, welcome. Good to see you guys. So lesson 1, we started out just marrying these two together. Lesson 3, here's practice. Oh, he's doing pretty good. Gitling Farms is here. What is up? Well, we're working on a 4-door Peterbilt, and I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So yeah, lesson 2, we went ahead and put a bunch of JB Weld on our, this is not practice, this is, what would we call this one? This one's practice, because I'm learning on this one. And this one we call something else. Anyway, so we put a whole bunch of JB Weld on this to close up some gaps, and lesson 3 here, we're going to sand and then take a look at the work we've done thus far. I went ahead, so here's practice. Last week, we went ahead and put in some Bondo body paste right here. You can see all the pink, that's Bondo body paste. I've sanded that off this morning before we got together here. And then I also, because I didn't figure you guys would just want to watch me sand. So I went ahead and on our final model, or the, I don't know, what do you want to call it? I need a name for this. It's, this isn't practice, this is like finale or something, or the keeper. I'll call this one keeper. All right, this one's keeper. On keeper, I went ahead and sanded down all that JB Weld that I goobered up on here last time, because I had a huge gap up here in the top and then down the sides to fill in, and I wanted that filled, so I was just really sloppy and added just a ton of JB Weld. Nathaniel, good to see you. Thanks for joining. So I went ahead and sanded that here before we're here together live. So I sanded all that down and then down the sides, and I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see it a little better, what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, so here we go. Now, okay, let me start with practice. Here's practice. Practice is coming along really nicely. I almost like practice just a little bit better than keeper. You can see this Bondo body paste right here. It sands up so nice, and it doesn't take much effort, and it comes clean. What we'll do while we're live today is we're just going to clean this with a bit of rubbing alcohol to get all the dust and junk off of it. We're going to shoot it with primer to reveal any mishaps that are still present. Okay, so that's what we'll do on practice. And then, you know, we got some holes here we can kind of clean out, but these I'm not worried about. We'll take a drill and a bit and clean out the holes for the air horns. So that's practice, and it's actually coming along really nicely. The only thing I don't like about practice, and you can kind of see it here, hi Campbell Farms, good to see you. When I married these two cabs together, I should have bent this side wall of the cab. I should have bent this out just a little more. You can see that it's not perfectly flush here. There's a little bit of an indentation right here, which actually makes it kind of difficult to sand and clean out. But you know, that's why it's practice. You live and learn, huh? Okay, let's take a look at keeper. So keeper here, again, had a bunch of JB Weld in here I goobered up, and it did not sand nice and neat and clean right here. So take some Bondo body paste here, and I'm going to put that on this, and then kind of cover up this side with Bondo body paste so when I go back and sand, it looks a little better. Okay, I have a model request for you to do an old school Pete with a pit log trailer. I have no idea what a pit log trailer is. I'm not in logging country. I'm out in cattle and farm small grain country. Well, Corn, wheat, milo, alfalfa, soybeans, and lots of cattle. That's where I live. And there's no trees out here. So logging is something I am completely unfamiliar with. Anyway, you can see the top here went nice and smooth. I got into my clearance lights, the marker lights from the previous die-cast cab. I'm gonna have to cover up these holes again. You'll notice the side here is kind of stupid looking. That did not come out very good. Diddling Farms asked if I'm going to do a 359. Actually, I kind of hate to keep going down rabbit trails, but it's funny you mentioned that. Uh-oh, is that a 359? Oh, yes, it is. I've got to take this, put a 48-inch bunk in it, and put 3 custom stripes. Let me see, what is it going to be? It's going to be red with white, gray, and black stripes on it, I think. I've never done it before, but we're going to give it a go. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be doing that one sometime soon. That's a client project. Anyway, so yeah, on this side, you can see got just a little weirdness right here. Whoops, let me get you over here in the frame. Got a little weirdness right here. I'm not really sure what that's about, but nevertheless, we're going to fix the words. And then a little Bondo body paste maybe right here. And then over here, probably put some Bondo body paste, goober that up along the sides on both sides. That way, I can come in and with a piece of light, like 150 grit, 200 grit sandpaper over my file, I will go ahead and file that flush, smooth, side smooth, so we have a nice angle, right angle here. And then we'll just buff it really slightly so it's just a wee bit of a curve like there would be in real life. So that's what we're going to do on this one now. But first, we're going to shoot a little primer on this bad boy. So let's get some helping hands, and let me point you over here at my paint booth. There we go, there's paint booth. So, I'm just clipping this. Actually, I'm going to clip it on the firewall. Make sure we get you in the shot. I'm going to clip that on the firewall. Oh, dadgummit, I'm already getting ahead of myself. So, this is rubbing alcohol I keep in just an old salsa jar. So, and the reason I do that, one, I dip parts in here before I'm painting, just to get any oils and any other crap that might be on left over from my fingertips. But in this case, I'm just going to wipe this with rubbing alcohol. That way anything from my fingers comes off. And if you wanted to, you could actually handle these with rubber gloves. And that too would keep any junk from your fingers, impurities, etc. getting on your model. I'm going to stick this right in front of the heater for just a second, okay? Reason to do that is, I don't know if you can see, the reason to do that is, one, it warms up the die cast and your primer, paint, whatever will stick to it a little bit better. And two, I got that rubbing alcohol on it, it'll evaporate faster. So that's the point for that. Let's see what we got. Okay, rubbing alcohol is all evaporated off. Whoops, let's just stick you in there a little bit better. Now, if you were a purist, you could say, Eric, you're not going to get paint on the firewall here. And yeah, I realize that, but your engine's going to cover it up anyways. And then your interior is going to cover it up on the inside. No one's ever going to see it. Just using Krylon primer. I've had reasonably good luck with this. I mean, more often than not, it works just fine, so I keep using it. Okay, this is not all bad. Let's take a look here. Okay. There you go, guys. There is... I mean, this isn't too bad for a third run. Well, this is the second primer. This isn't bad. This is coming along. It's not perfect, but it's... Practice is pretty good. This is pretty good. I'm gonna have to clean this line right here up a little. Whoops. Get you in the shot. I need to clean this line up right here, and maybe hit this top end here with some fine sandpaper just to smooth it up. You can see some odds and ends that didn't come through when the with the sanding. You can see the sandpaper kind of goobered that up a little bit, but that's just because it was too rough. This side is not bad at all. I'm pretty pleased with this. I think I might take a piece of sandpaper right here and hit it again lightly. Maybe right here and here. Hit that again real light, and maybe kind of come in right around here with some sandpaper real light. I'm liking that. I might have to do something with that piece right there. Okay, practice is coming along. Now let's take a look at the roof. I think this is just pretty freaking good. Look at that. You can't really see any seams here. And I believe once we get this covered up with paint, you won't notice anything at all. With the primer, because the primer's not on very heavy, you can kind of see the black from the JB Weld kind of showing through the primer right here. Other than that, maybe just a wee bit of sanding right here along this roof line. You can see just a little blem there. That's not crazy bad. That's pretty darn good. Let's take a look here, and I got to move my chair out of the way. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna hit this right here with sandpaper. Right here with really fine sandpaper, and then maybe down the side once more. Clean this line out right here once the primer's dry. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to sand just a little bit more right through here. But that's not bad. I'm gonna take my X-Acto knife once this is dry. I think that's some leftover JB Weld or something right here on the die cast. I can chip that out with my knife, and that'll clean that up right here, that little blem. Other than that, guys, I think we're really darn close to paint. Next time we come together, we're going to paint this bad boy. So, hey, thanks, Farmer Dave. Right, so in the comments, for those of you watching, what I would love for you to do is tell me what color this bad thing should be. And then I'm going to put a service bed of some sort on it. I'll even let you, if you go to my website, www.rockinhfarmtoys.com, go in the store, all my service beds are there. You could even post a link or vote on which service bed should go on this thing and the color. That'd be cool. On practice. So this is practice. It's coming along great. We're going to leave practice over here. And looks like I've had some comments coming in, so we're going to take a look at comments quick. Okay. Okay, so cancel that. Nathaniel says, have you seen the toy tractor and Greenlight new C60 grain truck? Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. Have I seen it? If you go back in my videos, I did a video last week showing you how to tear that apart. So what I did was I took it apart and repainted it red and white. This is GM. This is a GM color of red. I had mixed up at our local Napa. Okay. And an aerosol. Let's go back to the question. So yes, I have seen them, and actually I'm picking up another one next week. Okay, message retracted by Farmer Dave. Okay, Nathaniel asked, what's the story behind the 860 sign up on your wall? Right over there. So the Massey Ferguson sign at the top, where it says MF and Massey Ferguson, that is actually off of, I forget what model number of tractor, but there's a tractor with that decal on it. And then the 860 is an actual, that is the last, right there, that is the last 860 decal in the state of Kansas. And I've actually got one more 860 number up here. I've got those two decals up on the wall. I've got a second set of those because there's one for each side. Anyway, I wanted them for my wall. So that is the guy, Mountain Hope Equipment here in Kansas. He said that was the last 860 decal in the state. And I bought them. Okay, let me see. I got to get back to my comments. Here we go. Thank you, Farmer Dave. He says that's looking good. MedDMC wanted to tell me more information about DPC. They don't have a website or anything, and I find some models, but I can't find. Oh, well, find DCP. Just go to eBay, type in DCP Peterbilt, DCP whatever, and there's gazillions and gazillions of options there. Just real quick about diecast promotions. Those trucks aren't made in mass, which means like Ertl, for example, or SpecCast will make like 3,000 of one model of truck. Whereas, do I even have one up here? I don't even, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I have one right here. Here's the DCP truck right here. There's probably 252 or maybe 504 of these made, and that's all there is until someone runs them again. So there's scarcity involved with this particular model on all of these because they're made in low quantities. So you might find one today and think, I'll buy that next week. And then you can't find it anymore because there's a limited amount. They sell out for like quickly, it seems. So if you go to my resources page at rockinhfarmtoys.com, there's a whole bunch of dealers there that carry those trucks. And a lot of them don't do very good SEO, so they're hard to find. But you can Google search DCP truck and you'll find dealers, but I have a pretty extensive list on my website. Getting Farmed asks, what type of paint do I use? I use whatever works, okay? So because I do a lot of replicas, I do a lot of custom paint. So this was mixed up to a VIN number on some sort of truck I've done for somebody. So this is custom mixed paint in an aerosol. This is actually, the paint code's not on here, but this is Viper Red. And then this is Chevrolet Red Orange that I had mixed up here in Napa, here in my town of Dodge City. So I use a lot of custom mixed paints, but I use a lot of Krylon paint for like primer, black, white, basic colors. And I use Duplicolor. That's a really good paint to use. And then Model Masters from Hobby Lobby, just model paint. Those all work pretty good. That's about all there is to it. Here's a Duplicolor that I like. I've used this. Matter of fact, I've got a couple of Duplicolors around. And then here's some Testers paint, Model Masters, all that stuff. So, hopefully that answers your question. Let's see here. We had another question about a four-door M2. Have you done a Freightliner M2 four-door? Yes, I have, and there's a video series at diecastlab.com. If you join the Diecast Lab, step-by-step on how to do a four-door M2, along with every other four-door I have on my back wall. If you watched last week's video, I gave you a little tour of every four-door I've done, including the Kenworth. And I don't have a video series on the Kenworth, though, because at the time I did that, Facebook Live and YouTube didn't allow for that. So what are you going to say? Couldn't get the... And I wasn't filming stuff deliberately at that time, so I don't have the Kenworth. Let me see. How many customs do you do in a year? Average. Well, let me see. Average. Shoot, I don't even know. AgTech45 is asking that, so shout out to you. How many customs do I do in a year? Oh, man, I don't know. Gosh. 40, 50, maybe? I don't know. Just depends. Yeah, I don't know. Do a lot. I keep very few of them for myself. I mean, very few do do I actually keep. And you'll notice on my wall, that's about my entire collection right there. There's some other stuff on the bottom shelves of these in boxes. But basically, what you see back there is all I keep. And I'm not a big, it's not that I don't like diecast promotions, but I don't have a lot of them. I think some guys are kind of surprised to hear that. I don't have a huge collection of DCP brand trucks. I just get stuff that looks cool to me, and if it makes me smile, I keep it, and when I'm tired of it, I get rid of it. So that's that. Okay, back to the lesson today. We need to get this done so you guys can go on about your business. We're gonna go ahead and goober up this one with, where to put it? Haha. We gotta put some stuff here. And what did it say? Sorry, one more comment here. AgTech says, I'd want to keep everyone I make. Yeah, there's been a few that I've made for other people. It's like, dang, man, I should have made 2 of those because that's really awesome. And then I never go back and make it for myself. I enjoy just creating stuff and making things. Whether I keep them or not, it's not that important. I just like to make stuff. It's fun. I enjoy, and I really love teaching, which is why I do these videos. Because a lot of people say, Eric, can you make this for me? And I'm like, well, I can, but then I just help you. And if I do a tutorial series, guess what? I help a lot of people get what they want, and I like that better. Okay, well, let's just, so right here, I'm gonna put this in the shot so you can see what I'm using. Right there it is. Right there, Bondo glazing putty. I'm gonna cover this up again because that looks stupid. Come on. There. Again, I've said this before, I'll say it again, just because it's important that Bondo body paste is super, super, super easy to work with. So if you use a lot of it, don't worry about it. It'll sand off very, very simply. And you'll notice I don't put a bunch out on, I just get a little bit on the end of it with my knife. And then I'm going to store that right there. And we're just going to kind of cover this up and make a mess right here. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. I actually, for those of you watching, I bought an airbrush, which is still in the box back here. And my goal is to do a live video where I unbox that thing, and I haven't really decided, because if I unbox it and try to use it in the same video, that would just take forever. I've never used an airbrush before. It's completely foreign to me. So at the end of 2010, I had a pretty good 2019, and I wanted to spend some money out of my business account. So I thought, let's go buy an airbrush. So I did. And my goal, one, is to improve my painting, and 2, I thought this would be a fun way to teach people how to use one. So, come on, boy, it's really hard to do this in the camera. This is difficult to do. So my arms are around my tripod right here. Which makes it really difficult to do this task. Okay. So if you've asked a question, I may not see it right away because I'm really focused on this project here. Oh, another thing I bought, this one I will unbox and do a live video on unboxing it. I bought a static grass applicator because I really want to do more with more lessons on doing layouts. I've done a couple layouts myself, but it seems like that would be really valuable to go and learn how to do that and then be able to share that information with you guys. Yeah, this is really hard to do this way. And it's not that applying it's hard, it's just doing it with my arms around the tripod in the front of the camera. That's what's hard. And I'm doing all this from my phone, if you didn't know. All right, I think that should probably just kind of smear that out. There we, whoop, big goober pile of it right there. Okay, we're just gonna let that be. That monkey there is ready to dry out and then sand. I'm gonna just smear this out. Boy, I wish I had a little longer blade here. That would be handy. Yeah, what the heck. Let's just smear some over here just because then when I go to sand it, it'll look better. I had a few sanding lines that I didn't really care for right there. The top of this is coming together really, really nicely. I'm really pleased with the way this has come together. That's dandy. Okay, that's what we got. Let's go ahead and wipe the blade and off we go. You can see this blade is pretty dull. I actually have, excuse me, I have 4 different X-Acto knives up there. Again, just for you guys watching, there you go. That's what I'm using right there. Costs you about $6, buy it anywhere. Auto stores, etc. All right, let's see if we got some other questions as I get my fingers all up in your camera. Okay, Gitling Farms asks, can you do some more live streams this week or so? Usually never catch them because of school. Oh, right, yes. Probably, I could probably do that. Actually, I'm gonna do a series of live videos on this. This is a Gleaner L2 from AccuScale Farm Toys, Tim Holker. It's one of his kits, and I bought that because I love L2s. I grew up riding on the armrest of my grandfather's M2, which I've got 2 of those coming as well. So I've always wanted to do some of those, and now I can. Woohoo! And so I'm painting that and learning how to do that, and then once I've got that figured out, then I'll do live streams so I can teach you guys. Let's see. Where do you sell your stuff? Do you have a website? Yes, I do. It is rockinghfarmtoys.com, and that has all of my 3D stuff on it. That's where you can buy 3D stuff. And then if you wanted to place an order for a custom, I'm actually doing less customs because I've got a couple people helping me now. I've got a guy in Utah helping me, and then my son is actually helping me do some of the custom stuff. I'm handing off some of that stuff because 1, they're very good at it, and 2, that frees me up to do more of these things, which I really, really enjoy. And then I want to promote the Diecast Lab. So if you haven't considered the Diecast Lab, go there, check it out, see if it's a fit for you. It's my membership site. Instead of doing Patreon and selling a bunch of bling like shirts and cups and junk like that, which is fine. I don't criticize anyone who does that. There you can see that's my membership site, and it's just a monthly fee. And every video I've made, almost every video I've made, is there. And for example, the Welker Farms series is, for example, let me show you. This truck here, the Welker Farms tandem grain truck, that is there, and I show you every step of the way how to do this rig. And then there's links to all of the products that I've used, so you can just click there and say, okay, well, what color of paint did you use, Eric? There's a link to the paint. To this color of paint, there's and I tell you, I used Viper Red on this because I got 2 cans. I have 2 cans of it. The Viper Red is $30 a can. Expensive paint to use on a freaking grain bed, but it's pretty, so I'm using it. You could use any shade of red on a grain bed, frankly. Just use whatever you like. Link to the paint I used, the paint pen I used on the wheels, and where to buy these, how to assemble the hoist, the whole 9 yards. Everything's there in order, so you don't have to go hunting and pecking to find stuff. Just an easy way for you to fast track your models. If you don't know how to make it, I'm going to hold your hand and help you do it. What else is there? Leaving something out. Oh, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Shoot, I don't have it in front of me. Where did I put that thing? Well, anyway, I'm going to do a live video on how to take apart a DCP Ford L9000. Now, for the Welker Farms trucks, if you've been following that along, for these trucks I used top shelf replicas Fords, which you can still find. They're around. You can find them at dealers and also on eBay. These are curiously getting more difficult to find. There was a bunch of them ran a few years ago, but slowly they've been absorbed. People have bought them. I mean, people like me, I used to buy these by the case. I bought like 3 or 4 different cases of these at different times just to make stuff with. Those are getting harder to find. However, the Die-Cast Promotions Ford L9000 is plentiful at this moment. As of this recording, you can find those about anywhere, and you can buy tractor trailer sets for 65 bucks. I picked one up at a toy show. I traded a guy. I wanted one just so I could take it apart. So I traded a guy some parts for this L9000. I'm going to do a live video showing you how to take that apart. So you have another option to make one of these using a DCP Die-Cast Promotions Ford L9000. So be looking for that. Matter of fact, we might just do that next. Do another live, just take that apart and have it done just because it'd be fun. So with that, guys, what I'm going to do, see, it's 11:34. I've never actually messed with one, so you're going to get to watch me learn. Okay, what we'll do is we're going to take a short break. I got to go find my Ford, and then I'll come back live, and we will take it apart. Okay? Catch you later.